Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses. And you may remember a few weeks ago I was about to decide what the two bosses were going to do, and then I changed my mind and then I picked something else. What I was going to have them do was put them in a bikini contest. And the reason why I didn't do that is because the weather has been terrible here in upstate New York. It has been hovering between too cold and too hot. I mean, it's summer, it should be too hot, but it's been mostly too cold. So, but this week we're going to do it anyway, regardless of whether it's too cold or too hot. I don't really care. We are going to have a bikini contest with these two SoulsBorne bosses, and we are going to judge them based on their looks, I guess. And whoever scores the highest points will be the winner. It is a contest as old as time, I guess, except that it will probably feature some of the ugliest participants ever in a bikini contest. So that is something, I guess, to look forward to, question mark. Oh boy, something is wrong with me and I just don't know what it is. I'm sure everyone else that knows me does, but I don't know. So the battlefield has been cleared. It can house any and all SoulsBorne bosses, and it has housed them all at least once. So we are going to stop this wheel and see who we are going to land on. The Centipede Demon from the original Dark Souls. We landed on the Centipede Demon a few weeks ago. So we are getting a few repeats lately. It's been very strange. Excuse me. The Centipede Demon is an interesting boss, although, as I said at the time, it's mostly interesting and mostly difficult because of the arena that you fight him in. You know, it's obviously covered in lava, so it's a giant pain in the ass. But I mean, I guess not much more needs to be said than that. I mean, Centipede Demon is a difficult boss and could create some interesting, scenarios here in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, but obviously that would depend on the opponent that we land on. So we are going to take this wheel for another spin. Centipede Demon is certainly not a boss that, if you land on it, we're like, oh, crap. It's not like Pinwheel. Pinwheel is a boss that we land on, we're like, oh, come on, this fucking guy again. We have landed on Pinwheel a few times in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, so yeah. Yeah, whenever we land on Pinwheel, it's time to break out the canned laughter. And whatever disparaging noises we can conjure up. So, all right, the Centipede Demon in a bikini contest. Well, that's fun. Centipede Demon in one corner, and it will go one-on-one with Patches. Doesn't want to get on anyone's bad side, so you pick three bosses and choose the best of the three to fight. Oh, interesting. I think this is the first time we have ever landed on this. That is very interesting. So what we are going to do here is we're going to pick three bosses, and we are going to pick the best one to fight the Centipede Demon. So that is what we are going to do here. We're gonna spin this wheel. Now the challenge for me is going to be remembering what bosses I've landed on, because my memory is freaking terrible. So, all right. So we are spinning the wheel 3 times, and we are going to choose the best one to face the Centipede Demon. So we're going to... I can't talk. What else is new? All right. We're stopping the wheel right now. Udex Gundyr from Dark Souls 3. Spinning the wheel again. Gonna give it a good, decent spin. Star Scourge Radahn from Elden Ring. So we have Udex Gundyr and Star Scourge Radahn. All right, one more spin, and we better do this quick before I forget who I even landed on the first time. All right, Udex Gundyr, Star Scourge Radahn, and let's get a drum roll on this one. And go. Ceaseless Discharge from the same game as the Centipede Demon. Dark Souls 1. Oh boy. Now here's the thing. Do I choose the best boss of the three? Or do I choose the best boss that would make the best fight for the Centipede Demon? I mean, the best boss of the three, I think, is easily Star Scourge Radahn. I don't think that can be disputed. Ceaseless Discharge against Centipede Demon. I don't even know how that fight would go, to be honest with you. Suppose it would go fine. I mean, I'm having trouble remembering Ceaseless Discharge. It's been a while since I fought him. I mean, as we record this, I am doing the Dark Souls 1 remastered no SS run right now, so I'm going to run into him sooner or later. But Centipede Demon can climb walls, so I remember that being kind of a thing with Ceaseless Discharge. So that's interesting. I suppose the odd person out is Udex Gundyr. So I think what we're going to do here is just, I mean, I guess we're just supposed to pick the best boss of the three. So I guess we're going to go with Star Scourge Radahn. So it's going to be Star Scourge Radahn against the Centipede Demon. That is what this fight is going to be. So Patches screws things up again. This time in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. But it made things interesting, that's for sure. So that's kind of cool. So yeah. It's going to be the Centipede Demon against Star Scourge Radahn. So we need to go to the contractually obligated bios. So let's have a look at the Centipede Demon. Ceaseless Discharge, which is the all-time worst name for a boss in any game ever, who is the only son of the Witch of Izalith, which makes me wonder how the witch was able to give birth to that monstrosity, was given the orange charred ring by his sisters, presumably in an effort to lessen the pain from the lava sores, which is, oh my god, so gross. However, he mistakenly dropped it due to his clumsiness, and the Centipede Demon emerged from the very spot because Dark Souls. Likely after the creation of the Flame of Chaos by Ceaseless's own mother. After the Chosen Undead slays the Centipede Demon in Dark Souls 1, the Ashen One from Dark Souls 3 will encounter the Centipede Demon's corpse, which I was not aware of, so I'm going to have to go back and check that out again. That's basically it in terms of lore for the Centipede Demon, but a couple of fun facts. It is possible to skip the boss by being rank 2 or higher in the Chaos Servant Covenant to open the shortcut to Lost Izalith. If the player does not use the shortcut, the orange charred ring that it drops is vital to get through Lost Izalith. Players can sever the Centipede Demon's arm or tail up to 5 times as the limbs slowly regenerate. If you manage to kill the first severed limb, it rewards you with the orange charred ring early, which makes the fight a little bit easier. You can summon Solaire from Astora to help you on this fight. Solaire can and will help keep the boss distracted, but he tends to take heavy damage because he's a dumb NPC and will continuously attack the boss in the lava. So yeah, the Centipede Demon is tough, but it is made all the more tougher by obviously the nature of the arena and the lava that is basically all over the place. Sometimes that's the way it be in Dark Souls and Bloodborne and in all the games. Sometimes the danger you face is not necessarily in the boss, but in the environment. So, and sometimes it's both. So, yeah, Centipede Demon is still a formidable challenge, and you know, not someone I think you want standing across from you in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. It's definitely a demon that I would not want to be waking up and find staring in my face, that's for sure. Ceaseless Discharge, which without a doubt is the worst name of anything, literally in the history of anything, is purported to be the youngest child and the only son of the Witch of Izalith. He stands guard in front of the corpse of one of his sisters, who is laying on an altar. The deformed face of Ceaseless Discharge retains a look of pain as the sores on his body swell with lava, which I just can't with this description. I really can't. The fandom wiki goes on to describe more of what Ceaseless Discharge looks like and all that stuff. And if you want to go read it, go by all means go read it. I'm done. I am done with the description of this character. I'm just done. I'm not going any farther. What I am going to do instead is read you some of the attacks that Ceaseless Discharge may unleash upon you while you are fighting this boss. Slam, Double Slam, Long Range Slam, Fiery Slam, Burning Slam, Double Burning Slam, and Cliffhanger. That last one is a desperate attack that Ceaseless Discharge will do if you try to run back to the fog door. It says here, Ceaseless Discharge will make a desperate leap over the cliff and try to crush them, meaning you, the player. Once he lands, he will dangle helplessly over the cliff and will no longer be able to move or attack, becoming completely defenseless. So this sounds like a viable strategy to use if you choose to do so. So dimensional this boss is not. However, what this boss is powerful. Ceaseless Discharge can hit very hard and has very good range, and will attack you relentlessly with its many numbers of slams. So Ceaseless Discharge is, aside from being a disgustingly named boss, and a disgusting boss in particular, is a giant pain in the ass, and you are going to have problems when you come across Ceaseless Discharge. And so too, I would imagine, any boss who has the misfortune of coming across Ceaseless Discharge in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. My first thought upon landing on this fight was, how would this fight even happen? The Ceaseless Discharge is just kind of like clinging to a wall. It's been a while since I fought him. As I'm recording this, I'm in the midst of doing the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run right now, and I'm only in like Darkroot Garden. So I have a ways to go before I reach Ceaseless Discharge, but he's just kind of dangling on a wall in the underground wherever you come across him. And he doesn't generally move from that spot unless, of course, you try and escape. Centipede Demon, I'm assuming, is kind of in the same area, but at the bottom. So, like, I don't know. It's just weird how these two bosses would even come across each other. That's just a little bit of a side note. But this is SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, so my job is to put them together and imagine what would happen if the two bosses did in fact fight. And my opinion, if this fight were to take place, is that the Centipede Demon would be no match for Ceaseless Discharge's strength. I think that Ceaseless Discharge is just too big and too strong, and I don't think the Centipede Demon has what it takes, has the tools, or whatever, to contend with anything Ceaseless Discharge has to offer. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think that Ceaseless Discharge wins this fight and wins it easily. And now that I have come to that conclusion, I can now stop saying the name Ceaseless Discharge because it's freaking disgusting. So that's it. That is how I feel. That is my opinion. And if you disagree, feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death draws to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com if you're interested in the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter are all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now is the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run. This past Monday, we dove into Darkroot Garden, and I ran into some unexpected challenges there. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. It's a giant pain in the ass. And along the way I talk about my 4th of July, and I talk about Squid Game Season 3, which me and Christian watched. No spoilers or anything, just kind of how I felt about the season, how we felt about the season. And more. So if you want to tune into that, feel free to do so. If you want to dive back into the archives, I've got the Elden Ring No Crimson Flask run. I've got Sekiro No Healing Gourd run. I've got Dark Souls 3 No Estus run. Dark Souls 3 No Level Up run. And so much more other stuff to dive into if you are interested. And Wednesdays 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what you're watching right now. SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. I don't have to describe it to you because you just watched it, so you know what this is. So much more content coming your way. Many more adventures yet to come. So hopefully you are looking forward to that. I know I am. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that nonsense. I appreciate you guys very much. I've said it before a few times, some of the videos in the past few weeks, that the channel has experienced some growth. So I appreciate that very much. Appreciate that a great deal from you guys. And I can only hope that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out. Doing the best that I can. So yeah, there's much more yet to come. I am a long way from finished. So yeah, Mondays and Wednesdays, tune in. You never know what you're gonna find. You never know what you're gonna hear. So I hope everyone has an outstanding week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. So I'll see you for live, y'all. Bye. What's going on, guys? Thank you for checking out the video today, but I got a question for you. Did you know I wrote a book? Did you know I wrote 3 books? Did you know that they're all part of the same series? The Roar of a Dragon, The Treachery of a Weasel, and The Cry of a Raven. ReadersFavorite.com says that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. Now, I personally think that's crazy, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to judge. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com and you can check out the books right now. But wait, that's not all. All 3 books got 5-star reviews in ReadersFavorite.com. These books won the silver medal in the Literary Titan Awards. The Cry of a Raven won silver at the Global eBook Awards. So what are you waiting for? Read about Aiden's dream to become a Knight of Delmar. Read about his death and resurrection. Oops, I gave that away, didn't I? And read about his journey back home from 3,000 years in the future to stop the evil that started in Delmar. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And then, if you're interested, you can buy the books there as well. And if you've already read the books or you just want to hear more about them, you can check out the Rise of Dragons podcast. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And in every episode, I cover a character from the book, an event from the book, my journey into writing, and everything in between. Ripley, what do you got to say about all this?
Give me a treat or I will end you.
You know she's telling you to check out the books. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com to check out the books or listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast if you want to hear about them. That's all I got to say, and thank you for watching this video.